guys, happy Sunday and welcome back to another free training session. It is Johann Psaila, and guys, before we get started on today's free training session where we talk about what is your superpower, I'd like to thank the 41 people we have right now live on Clubhouse. We've got a member who's going to be asking us a question via text, and I'll be more than happy to answer that question throughout the training session as well. Thank you for the support on Spotify, and if you are watching this on YouTube for the first time, if you can like, subscribe and share this content with some family and friends, I'll be truly appreciative. And if you're wondering who I am, I'm basically a coach and a commercial manager for a logistics company, and what I do, guys, is trying to build a large community full of positive people. So welcome back to another training session, and as I said from the start, today we're going to be talking about what is your superpower. Now, when we talk about superpowers, I'm not talking about superpowers like having a Batman skill or being like Spider-Man and X-Men or one of the Avengers or anything like that. I'm talking about real practical skills and abilities we all have as human beings. Now, when I talk about these superpowers that we have, and you're thinking, I don't know if I have a superpower, Johann. Believe it or not, I believe that we all are born with 3 to 4 superpowers. And if you don't know what those superpowers are, don't be scared, don't be afraid, don't even be concerned. You actually have a superpower within you that can change your life in terms of, financial gains through your workplace or your career. But the only challenge you have is you don't know what that superpower is. And this all relates to having a job or a business. And I believe that most people, I would say 90% of people, are doing work that is not aligned to their skills. And the reason why is, a lot of people get put into jobs that based on pressure from family, friends, and financial commitments as well, if that makes any sense. And the reason why I know this is because I get to coach so many people on a monthly basis, and the main thing that we really talk about is career guidance. So what are my superpowers? I believe I have 4 to 5 different superpowers, and I'm going to share with you what they are and how I came to discover these superpowers are as well, and how they've provided me with benefits over the years. And then I'm also going to share with you what you could do to find what your superpower is as well. So stay tuned, guys. So what are my 4 to 5 superpowers that I believe that I coexist and have within myself? Number 1 is I believe I have a high level of energy. And how did I come to discover this? Basically, I've always been a naturally good runner, and I don't even have to train, guys, and I have so much energy. But obviously, if you know me quite well, I train 6 to 7 days a week on a physical level and a mental level, and my levels are at such a high ability that I rarely get tired, because I believe life is short. And one of my biggest fears is not of actually dying or anything like that, but I'm very scared that one day I'm going to meet the Creator. I believe in God, and He's going to say, you could have done more. So that gives me a lot of natural energy to achieve my goals. So that is one of my main superpowers. Some of the benefits from that superpowers as well is that I'm able to do maybe 1 or 2 or 3 different things at once without feeling distracted or tired. And I know normally a lot of people might get caught up in only doing 1 or 2 things, and they get very drained, very fatigued, and then by Friday they're absolutely exhausted from work. But I'm quite energetic throughout the whole week as well. And I usually do about 25 phone calls a day as well. So that's just to give you a bit of clarity on my superpower on that terms as well. The second superpower I have is great salesmanship skills. And that's really helped me generate a really high income within my career. And the way I really discovered that was when I was 14 and 9 months. That's the legal requirement where you can work in Australia. I went to apply for a job at McDonald's just to be a fry cook. And one of the ladies who interviewed me said, hey, you speak quite well, you seem confident. And by the way, guys, I wasn't confident at all. She said, do you mind working at the front counter? And I was very enthusiastic working at the front counter, because I believe that's where all the attractive women were working. So I thought it would be a good idea to work at the front of the counter rather than cooking burgers and all that kind of stuff. So that's my another skill. The third one is communication. So I have a strong ability to naturally communicate well via text, email, phone, and in person, or even online, like what we're doing right now. I have a lot of confidence within this space. And truly, guys, this has probably been one of the most superpowers that has been very important to my growth, but it's also a superpower that I've had to invest in a lot in terms of financially to get the right training, the right mentoring to become more confident. Because before, guys, I wasn't that confident at all. And I'm naturally an introvert person, and I've had to learn over the years to become more extroverted as well. The fourth superpower I have, and this is something else that I've really realized, is I don't break under pressure. And the reason why it's important is when you want to develop a high paying skill in terms of job, or even if you're on the journey of wealth creation like I am in now, you need to handle a lot of pressure. And when I mean pressure, it's not just being able to do a lot of things at once, it's being able to say no to a lot of things as well. So I'm in a time of my life where I've got to make some big decisions, and there's things that I've literally got to say no or put on hold. And a lot of people can't do that. They feel a lot of guilt. They feel like they're being judged by another person. But if you really want to get what you want to really get in life, you need to be super disciplined, and you've also got to have that ability to say no. So that's one of my big superpowers for sure. My fifth superpower, and probably one of the most important ones out of all of them, is being very disciplined and very resilient. So what I mean by discipline is I wake up about 4:45 or 5 o'clock every morning without a doubt, 7 days a week, and I'll train 6 days a week at a minimum. And I'm also going to 7 days. Like today, guys, I did my first Sunday training session because I've had a lot of built up energy from a nice relaxing weekend, right? And the discipline has not just helped me out in terms of earning more money from work, but it's helping me on my wealth creation space as well. It's helping me with the relationship I have with my wife, and it's helping with the friendships that I've developed over my life. And because of discipline, I'm also associating myself with different people as well. And it seems like every 6 months, I'm communicating less with people that I grew up with or, really close friends. And I'm starting to expand my knowledge with people who are very successful as well. And I'm a very transparent person too, guys. And with resilience, and I want to quickly share with you a story how I discovered resilience. Is basically probably about 9 years ago, I was doing a venture and I lost a lot of money. And when I mean I lost the money, I'm talking about 6 figures in one go. It was one of my worst times in my life, right? And I remember at that point, speaking to a lot of friends, I had a lot of friends saying, I don't know how you're still going, right? And it was about 150K, just to be transparent. And when I lost that money at the time, I thought it was a very bad situation. But I also knew that in order to lose 150 grand, I had a skill set to make 150 grand. And just to give you a bit more clarity, in 1 year, I made a lot of money through various projects, and I was hit with a massive capital gains bill and also a very income tax bill as well. And it literally wiped out 60-70% of my total net gain. And then also on top of that too, I had a small loss. So the net compounding effect was crazy. But through resilience, rather than being a victim and all that kind of stuff, I really used that skill in doing a lot of research, and I found that a lot of successful people do mistakes and have major setbacks and problems that they'll face. And believe it or not, guys, it only took me 3 years to recover. And not only did I end up recovering, but I ended up flying to another level because I knew how to make that money back quickly. And even now, guys, even though I have that capability of making money very quickly, I don't take as much risk as I used to. And my plan of horizon has moved from a 5-year window to a 20 to 30 year window. So I'm looking forward to these 30 years. And when you're going through a growth stage in terms of both income development, wealth development, being maybe a better husband or better wife to your partner, you're going to need a lot of resilience. And I believe one thing that our society is lacking is resilience. I'm still talking to people, my friends, who are complaining about COVID, about being in lockdowns in 3 years ago. We've got to get over all this shit and start moving on to the good things in life, my friends. We can't be victims anymore. Crap happens to everyone, and you've got to change your mindset that everything that happens doesn't happen to you, but for you. So I know we rambled on a bit, but I'm a bit passionate about this particular subject. So those are my superpowers. So the question is, how do you develop your own superpowers, or find out what your superpowers are? That's probably the better wording, to be honest with you. I think what you really need to do, guys, is have 10 minutes a day by yourself and start writing a list of the things that you are good at naturally. Some of you are going to find that you guys are naturally gifted with exercising, naturally gifted with analytical thinking. Maybe you guys are got a steady hand, so you should be like a surgeon, or maybe you're really naturally good with numbers, so you could become an accountant, maybe, whatever the case may be. But we all have superpowers, and the way you find what your superpower is by giving yourself space and time to really distinguish what you love doing and what you're good at as well. And one of the things that I did, I remember, I think it was either 2 or 3 years ago, my wife and I, we went away for 2 days, and I literally spent one day by myself, right? In one room. I said to my wife, I'm going to come out for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and that's it. And I did a lot of work on myself, of self-discovery, finding out what I'm really good at and what I'm naturally good at, and all the successful things I did in my life. How did that manifest? So give yourself a lot of time. And I truly think what hurts a lot of people is people that are stuck in the rat race every day, that they just get caught up in what they're doing just to pay their bills. And I understand that, guys, we're all human, but you got to give yourself a bit of space to develop and to breathe so you can do the things you love. Now, I've got an interesting question from a person on Clubhouse. We're not going to mention her name because she's requested not to be mentioned, since we're uploading this onto YouTube as well. And she says, Johann, is there a difference between doing what you love and having a good or cool superpower? And I think this is a really, really cool question. So what she's basically asking is this, is it the same as doing what we love versus our own superpower aligned, or the same thing? I believe that we're not built to do everything. So give you an example, I love soccer. I'm a big fan of Manchester United, and I would love to play for Manchester United right now. But the reality is, being 38 with no soccer skills, guess what? As much as I'm passionate about playing soccer, I'm not going to be able to play for Manchester United. And I think sometimes people get caught up on that narrative of you can be whatever you want to be. And that's not true, guys. If you're scared of heights, you can't be an astronaut unless you work on those skills, right? If maybe you want to become a pilot, but you're scared of flying, you can't be a pilot. Or there's some people who want to become an accountant, but are so bad at numbers and don't want to develop financial literacy skills that they can't be accountants. And that's okay, because we all have skills. And I believe our skill sets and our natural superhuman abilities per se is very different to what you want to do. But what you can do, and I think people who discover this alignment between what they love doing and their superpowers that they have, are the happiest people when it comes to work. And I believe I'm one of those fortunate people, because I do love sales. I love sales. I love helping people, and I love developing business, and I love doing commercial decisions. So I found a company that I could work with, I can align myself with, and more importantly, it also fulfills the needs of helping people. And that's why I started my coaching business as well. So I could align my salesmanship skills, my empathy skills, and all the other superhuman skills I've got towards my coaching business as well. And they really align really, really quite well. So guys, if you need help with discovering your superpower, we do have a career guidance program which runs for about 4 weeks. And it's about an hour session per week over 4 weeks online. And I can help you find the right career that will suit your needs. And if you're interested, you can book a free 15-minute call on Calendly. Just follow the link downstairs, or you can fill out a contact form via Linktree as well. So guys, thank you very much. Have a great Sunday with your family. Speak to you during the week, and take care. Bye.